Last few minutes of our award-winning beauty report dedicated to not only award winners, but to you, all of our customer pick items. Thanks again to Melissa McCarthy and Colleen for joining us. They're coming up in a few moments. But speaking of customer picks and award winners, you have to ask yourself, what has your makeup brush done for you lately? Listen, I know you spend a lot of money on your creams and your foundations and your powders, et cetera, et cetera. There are no other brushes like this in the world. Customer picks, always a sellout. These are revolutionary. Here's what our customers are saying: flawless airbrushed finish. And the thing is, not only is this configuration exclusive to HSN, $26 on your credit card, extra flex pay when you use your HSN card. Do you realize not only are beauty editors and our customers raving about this, you will apply your makeup and get results in a way that is scientifically different than anything else you've ever seen. So real quickly, you are getting your linear one, which remember, all these brushes are usually sold separately on Matthew's website individually. You also get your oval 3, your oval 6. Now remember, all customer picks, all sold individually. And incidentally, the oval 7, which designates that shape and that size, you can't buy it except in this configuration. It's sold out at hsn.com. It's sold out at Matthew's website. Speaking of which, with over 40 years in the industry, he has seen it all. Matthew Waite-Smith is not only our guest of honor as we have these limited quantities available, but Matthew, I guess seeing is believing, because what makes this different? Why is it so special in the industry? Because I thought I knew everything that there was to know about makeup brushes, Matthew.
So did I.
So did you.
After that many years doing makeup, you would think I would know everything.
You would think.
But what I did know was something was missing. Right. That it wasn't really measuring up to the standard of beauty now. What people accepted 40 years ago is a little different than what people accept now with all the selfies.
Yes, and, isn't that true?
So I think the best way to start is really to show you the difference, and then we'll talk about why it is different. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to demonstrate how well a tool actually applies a product onto a surface. And I'm going to use a powder foundation here. Believe it or not, powder foundation is still the #1 formula of foundation sold in the world.
I have to say, that's what I use. I mean, I think that's what we're all familiar with. By the way, I have spent more than $130 for one makeup brush, and I think we all have been there. But there's no brush in the world that is going to do what this does. So this is a good example. So this is what most of us are familiar with, right?
If you go into a store and you say, I need a foundation brush, they'll probably show you this configuration, a paddle brush. Yep, sure. And you can see that's how well that goes onto that paper. Yeah. Sometimes when you go into the store, they'll recommend this type of brush. Seen it. Kind of a dual fiber one.
Got 'em.
So I'll use this same foundation, load it up generously there. Okay. And we'll see if this behaves any differently here. So there's that. Yeah. And now I'm going to use the Oval 7, which is a part of what we're doing tonight.
Which I have to say, they feel amazing. They're almost like cashmere. We'll talk about that special formulation, too, in the brush. Oh!
And that's how that goes on.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. You know, it's funny. Here at Beauty Report and our beauty shows, we do these split screens, you know, where you see the before and after. Oh, we don't need to point out which is the after. It's fairly self-evident. My goodness, Matthew, you leave the competition in the dust, for heaven's sake.
It's such a big difference. And when you really look closely, this paper has a texture to it.
Sure.
And you can see that this conventional brush exaggerated the texture. So what if that texture was the pores of your skin or the little hairs or even laugh lines? Yes. Do you want it to be exaggerated? Or do you want it to look like it's been airbrushed?
I mean, honestly, okay, so we've got another, we're gonna get through as many demonstrations as possible, and I apologize, I wish we had more time. I know you see that clock on your screen. That Oval 7, you can't even buy at Matthew's website. It's completely sold out. It's actually completely sold out on our website. The only way to get it is in this. We'll show you if purchased separately in a moment, but here's another great demonstration. Every woman watching this show is familiar with her foundation, with her liquid foundation. And chances are, you're saying to yourself, I think, Matthew, what happens with a lot of women, and they say, oh, my makeup looks streaky because I'm not a makeup artist. Or my pores look bigger because I'm not a makeup artist. Your brush or how you're applying can be the biggest mistake that you're making.
It is. The applicator really makes or breaks something.
It does.
And I'll show you now with a liquid, creamy foundation. So again, this is another one of the recommendations that someone would use for foundation. Okay. My objective is I'm going to try to see if I can fill that whole circle, and we'll see how uniformly this brush actually performs. So,
Wow. Good for painting a wall, not so much your face, right?
Well, I don't know whether I even want my wall to look like that.
Yeah, well, that's true.
I think I want my wall to be a little more uniform
I think
than
it's
that.
funny because you go to your crafting stores and, you know, in theory, that's what we're trying to do is, you know, paint our faces.
You know, you make such a good point. Conventional brushes are really art brushes. They're not makeup
because
brushes.
that's what they look like.
Well, that's where they came from.
Right.
They're watercolor brushes.
Okay.
Now, this is another popular thing.
So that's
you know,
been the
a luxury
evolution.
sponge.
Sure.
So, and they recommend for these, you're supposed to bounce, like a stippling effect.
Yes, okay.
So we'll just see how well that works.
Okay.
So I guess that's a kind of good special effect there. Maybe if you connect the dots a lot.
It's very creative.
Maybe you'll get that.
I have to say.
So let's see, now we have the Oval 6, which again is a part of what's being offered tonight.
And that's your most popular brush that you offer.
We have sold more Oval 6s since we launched than any other configuration brush.
Holy moly.
So there's a little bit of a difference here too.
Okay, that's why I say you don't even need the before and after. That's what's so crazy about this. Steve, I know we've got it. I think we have an if purchase separately. We might. Okay, actually, you know what? Perfect. Let's show the Oval 6 on its own just to prove a point. That's $65? $55 for that one. The Oval 7 you can't even buy at hsn.com. It's completely sold out, and it's completely sold out at your website. We actually checked before the show.
It is.
And Matthew, I don't know if you've got one that you could just show the fibers for a moment, because the touch and the feel of this, even when you put it against your skin, I mean, obviously it's applying your product. So A, you're getting more bang for your buck. You spend a lot of money on your foundations, a lot of money on your products. So you're getting more, you're not getting that fallout, you're not getting it caught in the fibers.
Actually,
you actually had to invent
so interesting.
this,
Someone
right?
dropped by the room before we went on the air, and they said, I've been using your brushes, and how do you get them to never shed?
Yeah.
Well, it's because of the way it was designed and engineered. I really paid a lot of attention to that.
Yes.
These aren't animal hairs. As you mentioned.
Right, they're not
and
animal
part
hairs.
of the reason is animal hairs are really inefficient about putting on makeup, as you saw here. And the other thing is 10% of the population is allergic to animal hair. Why would I want to do that?
No, you're right.
That's something you use every day around your eyes. That's tempting fate, I think.
It really is.
So I didn't want to do that.
And I know we're not going to do a full airing, but ask about the cleansing mat on hsn.com. It's another genius product that Matthew has kind of reinvented what we, you know, traditionally think about it with makeup brushes. That's why I say these are not your regular makeup brushes. They not only apply in a different way, they even feel different against the skin. And Matthew, if you may, and actually I might have to grab a sample from our coffee table, just can you take us on a tour of what you would like to do with each individual shape and size?
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect.
The Oval 7 is really, I think some people describe it as the perfect 7.
Yes.
And in so many ways it is, because what makes a good tool is what is the size of the area that you're applying to.
Makes sense.
The Oval 7 happens to be almost the size of your cheek, the forehead.
You're right.
And so, and I deliberately did that. So the Oval 7 can be foundation, blush, contour, highlight.
It's live TV, folks.
And there's one magically appearing over there.
Exactly. See, we have elves behind the scenes, whether it's the Christmas season or not. So this is the Oval 7, and you can see, you're right, it's like the size of a cheek.
And the reason, by the way, that I did them in ovals and lines and circles is that I'm an artist at heart. You know, that's how I started. So when I'm drawing a face, I always think of a face as being shapes that are put together, and the shapes are ovals and lines and circles.
Wow, okay.
So your eyes are ovals, your cheeks are ovals, and so I thought the brush should match the shape on the face that you're working on. Now the 6
this is a difference
a
in
little
size.
more focused in terms of the foundation, concealer, again, contour. It's perfect for contour because it's a great shape to just run down right under the cheekbone, and then the Oval 3 is great for even more focused concealer, like right in the corner of the eye or beside the nose, or also for eyeshadow, highlight on the eyelid.
That's a good idea.
Some people actually use the Oval 3 to fill in their brows.
Oh, no kidding.
But the more precise version of that is the linear 1, because that gives you the ability to really precisely create edges, and also it creates that nice point at the end of the brow.
Yeah.
So these really all do a terrific face in combination.
They really do, and I have to say, in the beauty industry, we talk about award winners, this has set the beauty industry on its ear. It's really reinventing something that we thought we knew all the answers to. And even when you were describing this to me, I said that there's like this whole evolution and story behind it. When you think about the science of this, it does make sense. I mean, it's kind of like, who would, why did it take so long, Matthew? Seriously.
I think everyone was focused on other things, and which, by the way, I think has been very, very good. I mean, in the decades that I've been in the business, I love the fact that foundation formulas are really terrific now.
It is.
Eyeshadows, lipsticks, they're all really great now. The applicator, ignored. And so I thought it was time. Let's make sure that we have that last bit of the equation there.
Yeah, we would love to send these your way. Please note that almost 400 of these are gone. Every time Matthew is here, these are a sellout. As a sidebar story, there are a number of us fighting over him for hose pick in October, and that's really, that's the behind the scenes story. So we're all working on trying to get him back, and this ingenious technology, when you think about it logically, it just makes so much sense. If you get these at home, and I hope you do on that flex pay, because this is the last show and the only airing. Matthew is not back until October with, we hope, lots of us, like I said, are fighting over him for hose pick. This is a deluxe set. It's the largest set that we have. It's exclusive to us here. The Oval 7 is not even available at Matthew's website. All of these go on to become customer picks, and they always sell out when he's here. And it's interesting when we say, get these at home for $26 on your credit card, and you'll actually feel a difference on your skin, on your hand. Before you even put the makeup on, they feel different than anything you've ever used.
And there are lots of scientific reasons.
Yes.
Like, for example, the Oval 7.
Yep.
That has 160,000 individual fibers in it.
Moly.
The Oval 6 has 90,000 individual fibers in it.
Wow.
The average human has about 150,000 hairs on their whole head.
Oh wow, that puts it in perspective.
So this has more hairs that are on your head, but these are cosmofibers. They're much better than hair.
No wonder they feel so amazing. Matthew, great to meet you. Lovely to have you here during Beauty Report. We appreciate you. And you look fabulous. Don't let security say that you can't take those home. Thank you, Matthew. And thanks to everybody. And I have to say, Amber, you guys get the coolest stuff in Beauty Report.
I know, don't we? I love these Artis brushes.
I'm fascinated. I've never seen anything quite like this.
And they're so soft.
I know.
Looks like a porcelain doll.
It is. It's like, it's like this beautiful pashmina or cashmere against your skin. Well, you know what? Even if I'm not doing the show, I'm going to invite myself back every week.
Anytime. You're welcome anytime.
Well, and as always, at the end of the show, you have a big winner, right?
Yes. So thank you all for tweeting with us. And tonight we asked you what gold medal beauty product would you pick? And Kathleen, it was her first time tweeting tonight. So congrats. And she said her Carez lip butters are her favorite.
Ooh.
So she won tonight's $25 gift card. Congrats.
Nice. Well, congratulations. I have to say, I had so much fun.
I know.
I don't want to give these clothes back either.
I know. You look so good.
Thank you. Well, so
and
do
leather.
you.
Thank you.
Well, Amber, thank you for helping to guide me through the Beauty Report. I had a great time. Absolutely. And thanks for joining us. Thanks for getting social with us. And big thanks to Melissa McCarthy and Colleen.
I know, how fun was that?
I know. In fact, speaking of which, the party's only just starting.
That's right.